Hello and welcome to another edition of RedHawk Rewind, the official podcast of Miami Athletics. I'm Tim Carey.
And I'm Dave Meyer. Hi, Tim. Where you been? I miss you, man.
What was your name?
Dave. You remember me? We like our doors are really close together.
I do remember that. You usually walk into my office because you forget that it's not your office, but it's been a while since we've seen each other.
You miss me?
It's been a while since we've seen each other.
What have you been up to?
World traveling. I don't know. I mean, the last podcast we did was right after Selection Sunday, and then we had a NCAA game in Dayton and one in Philadelphia and one in Morgantown, and at some point I decided to go on vacation, made it to Tennessee and Georgia for a few days, and just trying to remember where my office is.
There was one really upset person. We haven't done a podcast in a couple of weeks. My mom. She's shooting me a couple texts throughout the week of, hey, what's going on? Where's the next one? So she'll be really happy when this comes out.
We should be able to have some kind of remote something or other. I know when you go on where you went to Disney, right, to Florida on vacation. I can just kind of picture you you've got 1 foot in the Magic Kingdom, 1 foot at the beach, which would be a little far spread apart. Yeah. But anyway, and then you just want to pick up the phone and call me, not really even just for RedHawk Rewind, but just because you want to talk about life.
Yeah, you were. That's the same thing I was thinking.
Yeah, every morning when I woke up and I saw that I had a missed call from you, and I was just trying to figure out what does he need. No, that's not actually true. I think there was one day that I texted you and said, "Do you have 30 seconds?" And I felt really bad because I was bugging you on vacation.
I put you on a timer when you did it too.
Did I make it?
You did good.
It was the over under. I mean, we're good at over under here. I'm guessing I set it at 27.5. We're not playing the over under game today. It's a different game, but you're gonna have to wait and see what it is.
Appreciate it.
Is that a good segue?
Let's get going.
Coming up next, we have Tommy Harrison here from Miami Baseball, flying high, coming off of a sweep of Ball State and a grand slam to boot. We'll be right back. And welcome back into RedHawk Rewind here with our special guest, Tommy Harrison, a redshirt junior right fielder from Cleveland, the Miami baseball team. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Tommy, big weekend, big sweep of Ball State. Do you know the last time Miami baseball swept Ball State?
I couldn't tell you, no.
How old were you in 2007?
3.
Oh, there you go. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's
but
cool.
Can you maybe just talk to us a little bit about, I've been in this league a long time, and Ball State has kind of been, in baseball, has been the marquee team for a long time, and then you guys just went and took 3 of them. What did you see from your perspective in that series?
Really against Kent State, we played well. We didn't really piece together Friday's game well, and then Saturday, Sunday, we played good. And then Kentucky during the midweek, we played good as well. It was just, again, we weren't just playing as a team. Just all facets of the game aren't coming together necessarily well. But this weekend, we just clicked. I feel like offensively, we were really good. And then our pitchers did really well. And, when we're up early, it makes it a little easier to play, a lot more fun. So I think that helped a lot of our players to stay loose and, play well.
Offensively, what's working for your team? I think 13 runs a game this week in the last 4. Obviously, the bats have been hot.
Yeah, Coach Truin does a outstanding job. Just starting with the drill work we do every day into the preparation before the games, I think it's a huge thing that he helps us out with. And then ultimately, before the games, he just pumps us all with confidence. So it makes it easier to just go out there and play and be yourself.
Speaking of confidence, you this week, 3 home runs. I think you had 12 RBI, MAC Player of the Week. Just what was clicking for you?
Again, with Coach Truin, he just he basically makes it easy on us. He basically gives us a plan. Again, the preparation he gives us and all the opportunities we have to see things through just video and things like that. It just allowed me to kind of trust the process a little bit more and then just go up there and just have fun, really.
My son and I had the front row seat for Friday. You hit a grand slam. For those of us who will never experience that, what does it feel like to see the ball come off the bat like that and in that kind of situation too, and what's going through your head as you're rounding the bases?
No, it's a ton of fun. A lot of the times you could probably ask a lot of guys, you don't even feel it. You don't really feel the bat hit the ball, or you don't remember running to second base. It kind of just happens. You're just kind of blacked out.
Don't miss it, though. Yeah.
Don't miss it.
Yeah, those situations are obviously don't come by very often, so it's good to cherish those. But, for the most part, you just kind of black out. It just happens.
You put up a 20 spot this week, right? Just what's it like in the dugout when it just seems like everything is just going right?
Everyone's in a good mood. The vibes they're super high, and it's almost just like the guy that's up at the plate that's hitting, it's just like he's gonna either hit a home run or he's gonna hit a double. It's just like you have all the confidence in your teammates, and it just makes going to play with. I mean, baseball is such a stressful game, and just makes playing baseball that much more easy.
Yeah.
Go through some stats. Second in the MAC in batting average for you. First in slugging percentage, second in on-base percentage, first in OPS, third in hits, fourth in runs scored, first in RBI, third in doubles, third in home runs, which we can only blame Applewhite because somehow he's got one more, and eighth in walks. Sorry, I needed a breath after all that. That was a lot.
Is that it?
A lot of stats in the top 10 in the MAC. How have you seen your game develop, your skills during your time at Miami, and even just in this last year specifically?
I think it all comes back to, what you put in is what you get out. So I think just this year taking it day by day and making that day to the fullest, working hard. Some days you have to work on different things than you do other days, and I think it's just about rounding out your game and making sure you get your prep work in and being at the facility and working hard. And then when you get to the field, just having fun playing. Just the preparation. It gives you more confidence and trust in yourself to go out there and do well.
But there has to be a little bit more to it because, I mean, last year, I think I wrote you down, you hit 209, and this year 420. I mean, there had to have been some major changes in your game. Maybe it's your swing. Just what changed?
I think this past summer I went to Quincy, Illinois, and played there for summer ball, and I got a ton of opportunities. I think I played like 40-something games. So it just got a lot of at-bats under my belt. So I kind of learned the player I was and what it took on a daily basis to be productive and things of that nature, taking care of your body and stuff like that. And I think, just gaining the experiences and growing as a person just kind of helps your game as well.
How did you get started in baseball? Like, what are your earliest memories of the sport?
I always go on vacation with my family to Florida during Christmas every year, and those are probably my earliest memories of baseball. We'd be out in the street playing baseball with tennis balls or just messing around. My uncle played baseball. Both my uncles did at a high level. So it was just always in my blood and ingrained in me, and that was the first thing to do was throwing the football, and then once you got bored of throwing the football, we started playing baseball in the street, so it was a ton of fun.
When did you know that you could be good or had a future in the sport?
I wouldn't say it was necessarily early or anything because I didn't really grow until I was really a senior in high school, so I was kind of always undersized. But just like the coaches I grew up with were all good minds, and they had played either in college or professionally. So when you have guys in your corner that are kind of baseball guys and they want to see the best out of some people, then it kind of helps you out getting some confidence.
So I grew up, I loved playing baseball as well. My dad tried so hard to get me to be a left-handed hitter. Were you always left-handed?
For as long as I can remember, yeah, I just kind of picked it up and started swinging. My older sister was a lefty, so I mean, I'm not really sure what the correlation is there, but I just started swinging lefty, and then, I mean, when I work out with my dad, I always swing righty, so it's just kind of something that
I could never do it, and my dad would take me and move me into the other batter's box. Like, no, you're going to be a left-handed hitter. It's easier. It's quicker to first.
Yeah.
I could never get. I was so uncoordinated. I think swinging that way, but
yeah. I mean, and that's just how it goes. I mean, throughout my life, my swing has changed a million times. So, I mean, my swing from when I was 8 to now is so much different. But
sadly for me, my swing is exactly the same as it was when I was 8. And that's why I'm not playing. Tell us about your family. I know your sisters played volleyball, and like, how does that, growing up and, having the goal of being a college athlete, like maybe what you see from them or what you learn from them and just kind of your background with sports?
Yeah, my oldest sister, they both went to St. Joe's Academy in Cleveland. They played volleyball. My oldest sister went to Tufts University in Boston. She's super smart. She's working a great job right now. She's making good money. And then my middle sister, Molly, went to the University of Cincinnati and played there. And then, I mean, growing up, I was always at their volleyball tournaments and hanging around next to the court. And I mean, they set a good example for me of just like in between games, before games, what they were putting in their body. It gave me a good example of what to do, and then ultimately their accolades gave me perspective of that I could do it as well. So I think they were a good example for me.
Talk to us a little bit about you guys. I feel like you guys have like 20 different motivational T-shirts, whether it's and I mean, I'll go mess around in the press box or something, and I'll see these T-shirts. Like, just walk us through what are they a little bit, and just what do they mean?
I wouldn't say they're as motivational as you think. But we have one that says Owen P4, which we didn't win a game last year against a Power 4 school, so that was something we were striving for. I think we're still looking for.
You wear those shirts to Nebraska this week, right? That's how that works.
Yeah, yeah. We have a white one, a gray one, a black one, and a red one.
One asterisk?
One asterisk. We tied with Kent State for the regular season last year, so that was something that kind of fired us up. That we had to tie for first place.
Another one I think says 0-2.
0-2. Yeah, that was us. That was our record in the regional. And Coach Smiley is a big proponent of. I mean, you can get there and say you're in a regional, but it's very important to go there and show who Miami is and win a game. That's 3.
Those are the 3 that came to my mind. But if there is another one, I'm not
2
sure.
of them might have the 1 asterisk on them.
Gotcha.
I think.
Can we talk a little bit about Coach Smiley?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, you got there your first
You're just
year.
saying this because you're his neighbor.
He is my next door neighbor, by the way. He has a pool. I'm still waiting for that invite over to the pool.
You got to look in the camera for that.
Pool invite soon. You were on the previous staff, or were you here in 23 when Coach Hayden was here, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So, I think a lot of times fans like, hey, a new coach is needed. They don't really think about the student athletes that are here. What was that process like when you get that? Maybe it's a message or whatever. Hey, Coach Hayden's going to let go, and we're going to bring in a new coach.
Yeah, we Coach Hayden had left our last series at McNeese State my freshman year, and then the season had ended, and I went to go play summer ball. And Coach Smiley got hired, I think, at the beginning of July. And we had a Zoom with him, and Coach Smiley's a super hard-nosed guy. Like, he works hard. That's who he is through and through. So my first impression was like, I got to strap it on. Like, this guy's business. And then I got hurt, and it took me a while to realize kind of what Coach Smiley is trying to get the point across of, he's not here to just win games and be a great baseball coach, but he's really here to transform you into a better human being and a better man. And I think he does a great job in that, not only on the field. He'll press your buttons to see what you're made of, but also off the field. We have grade checks. He's constantly honest about our grades, and the reports are true. That I mean, we all, I think our grade point average was like a 3.5 or something, which is really good, and that's something that he really hammers home, and I think that's something he always says, if you're a red flag off the field, you're a red flag on the field. So I think a big part of it is having your stuff together, first of all, as a student, as a human, and then baseball comes easy after
as
that.
an 18 or 19-year-old, how hard was that? You came here for one coach, and then they bring in somebody he's totally different than Coach Hayden was. Just how hard was that for you?
It wasn't necessarily that hard because my dad, growing up, and the coaches I played for, my dad and those guys were always super tough on me. So I was good with hard criticism, and that's something that kind of fueled me. So I think Coach Smiley I'm used to it. So it wasn't a big change for me. But yeah, I love it. That's how I've always been used to it. So it makes it a little easier for me, telling you straight up what's going on. There's no smoke and mirrors. It's what you see is what you're going to get.
You mentioned that year that you were injured. Did I hear that you were the first base coach during this time?
Yeah, my sophomore year I got hurt. It was like one of our last practices of the fall. I tore my meniscus. And yeah, we didn't have a first base coach, so yeah, it just kind of came out to be that way. Coach Smiley was like, hey, you're a position player. You're going to be around all year. I don't want you to not travel with us and not be with the team. And basically, we need a first base coach. He was basically just go stand over there and collect the gear from the guys that are getting on first.
Was there like an application process or anything for this?
No, I just stand over there and don't mess anything up. I forgot my little hard hat a couple times. Yeah, but it was good. It was a learning experience. You get to see the game from a different perspective, so it was good.
Any razzing from the teammates where they're like, you should have sent me to second, and he bobbled that? Was there any of that?
No. More so it was like he's not doing anything over there. More so like I want some feedback from him, but I wasn't going to cross any lines.
You didn't just make up like, hey, that guy's fast. I think I'm just going to send him to second and see.
No, I probably would have gotten hung for that. So
wouldn't be sitting here right now, probably.
No. Yeah, it'd be cut.
I saw somewhere, I think it was one of Jay's videos, that you get the Joe Burrow celebrity look-alike thing a little bit. It was funny because it didn't cross my mind until I saw that. And then I was like, I think I could see that.
Yeah, I was just in the locker room probably 15 minutes ago. I was getting made fun of for that. They were like, oh, you're going to do an interview? What are you going to say? You look like Joe Burrow. So that's funny you say that.
See, I didn't even know that. Not,
you walked me right into that trap.
I did. I apologize in advance.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Can we talk about grades a little bit? I just was fishing around a little bit and talking to people, and maybe it sounded like maybe you were struggling at one point with your academics, and then something changed in you, and it's clearly showing that on the field as well.
Yeah, my sophomore year, I was doing finance for a while, and farmers a tough business
Yeah.
school, and I mean juggling baseball. We have a couple guys that do it right now, and hats off to them
Tough,
because it's
yeah.
tough. My sophomore year, kind of in the spring, like my grades were struggling. I was hurt. I wasn't really doing anything productive, and again, Coach Smiley sat me down. He was like, "Hey, like you're hurt. You're not getting good grades. Like you don't really provide any value to this team." And I sat there, and it kind of sat with me, and he was right. He wasn't wrong. He was
Right.
100% right, and just like looking at teammates and some of the good habits they formed, kind of just allowed me to create better habits daily and not procrastinate and get things done and clean up the little things, and then the big things work itself out. So
Was that hard to hear? I mean, again, obviously it benefited you, but was that hard to hear when he's talking about, hey, you're just not really, I don't even know why you're here.
yeah, yeah, it's definitely not easy to hear,
Yeah.
but it's good to look in the mirror every once in a while and see places where you can grow as a person, and
But
that was definitely one of those.
so then what's switched? Because now everybody's talking about you're getting straight A's and in school you're killing it.
Yeah, I switched over to marketing, and that kind of clicks with my brain a little bit better. I don't think I could sit at a desk all day and type at a computer. That's just not something that I could be good at. So it just suits me a little bit better, and I don't know, just cleaning up my act, just helped me out a little bit.
I mean, is it safe to say? Sorry, Tim. I just keep like,
You-
things are just flying
Go
into my
right
head.
ahead.
Is it safe to say like that conversation? It changed your life.
Yeah, yeah, you could argue that. And I think it was just it wasn't just that one thing. Coach Smiley's a guy that when you get things done and he asks something of you or he expects something from you and you start completing that task, he'll give you your credit and he'll say, "I'm glad to see this, but then this thing needs to improve as well." So it's a constant battle to make yourself, just a better man, and I think that's something that he does a really good job of.
I remember hanging out with you guys for the day in the life story last year, I think around the Kent State series. And like at that point, I think you'd clinched a spot in the MAC tournament, but we're chasing a title. Looking back at how the season ended over that last month or so, like to see dreams come true for your team to win first place, but then to go and win the MAC tournament too, and like just kind of take us a little bit behind the scenes of like seeing kind of the top of the mountain of what you had been chasing for so long.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was super cool. But I mean, what people don't see is we're playing games every day, but we're coming back on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Wednesdays and practicing hard and growing closer as a team. And then once you get rolling, it's the guys beside you just become like your best friends. And I wasn't even really playing last year, but it was just like those guys that were playing. Like it was just every at bat, every pitch. Like everyone in the dugout feels it. And I think that's something that we have this year as a team too. Is everyone just plays together. Like if you see someone doing good, it's like, man, I wish I was in there doing that too, or just feeling like envious of other people. I don't really feel that this year. I think everyone's kind of in the same boat, and then yeah, getting to the top. I mean, you finally get there, and it's like, all right, we're here now, and then we play someone like Tennessee and Wake Forest, and the discrepancy between us isn't really anything crazy. It's just a matter of the name on the front, and I think we realized that, and then going into this year, it just helps the guys in future years, and that's what Coach Smiley always has preached is you don't play for this team, you don't play for Miami, you play for the whole tradition of the program, and guys will look back in 20 years and say, wow, that 2025 team was really good, what made it, or it's something you can't really describe with words. It's just more of a culture and a feeling thing when you enter the locker room every day.
You mentioned the tradition of the program. I know the game that I was at Friday was the anniversary of Buddy Schultz's game, like 55 years ago, for those of you who don't know. And I quizzed my son on this. Like, how many people do you think he struck out in one game? And he had 26 strikeouts. And it looked like he was down in the dugout and stuff. Like, what was that like to kind of have him around and to have that kind of college baseball record be associated with Miami baseball?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, that's probably the hardest feat to. I mean, 26 strikeouts. That's everyone but one.
Yeah.
And he said the only other out was a bunt.
Well, that shouldn't count.
He even in his old age, it still ticks him off a little bit. But you can just tell the passion he exudes for the game of baseball and being in the dugout. It's just another guy that wants to see Miami baseball win. So it's a good thing to have in the dugout.
Speaking of 26 strikeouts, I believe you used to be a catcher, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you end because of the knee injury?
It was kind of just like a gradual thing. Yeah, I got hurt. It just makes catching that much harder.
Sure.
Um,
My knees hurt waking up, getting out of bed, so I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just the everyday process of catching, it's a wear and tear on your body. So that's why when you see catchers playing hard every day, the average person in the fan doesn't, or average fan in the stands doesn't see that, but it's a huge thing that they do every day. And then over time it kind of just got phased out.
You miss it at all?
Yeah, I miss it a lot. Standing in right field sometimes is tough because you're not as engaged.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell the guys that aren't going to hit you the ball, so it's just like sometimes I'm standing out there counting the clouds. But I mean, I miss it. But the same feeling when you're really locked in during the game and things are going right for us, like it's so easy to just get into that mode. And I feel like that during catching, it's every single you're touching the ball every pitch, and that's something that I kind of miss. Just being that involved every single pitch. But, I mean, as soon as you get into that headspace, it's right back to baseball, really.
Did you have somebody, a family member, like out there heckling you in right field in Tennessee or something like that?
I don't think I had anyone not heckling me. I think everyone was. But it was before the game. One of my uncles was trying to heckle me. We were warming up. It was pretty funny. But all those people are heckling you, and you don't recognize any voices, and they're saying vulgar things. But there's a couple distinct voices, and his was one of them. So I immediately heard it and snapped around and saw him.
So this is the Tennessee student section, or and your uncle's in there?
No, that was before the game. He was down the left field line.
I gotcha.
He was getting into me. But both of my sisters went into the Tennessee student section, and so I was just getting it.
Every week on the podcast, we like to play a game. I like to pit Dave against our special guest. Sorry, Will, knocked my microphone. Can we interest you in playing a game here? Because if not, you wouldn't be the first one not to. So I'm just going to peer pressure you a little bit. Today's topic is 2007 trivia. So in honor of your stat, we didn't even talk about this. The first, you and I at least, the first sweep of. I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like you had your stuff and I had mine, and it's just all dovetailing together. It's like we work together or something. So we're gonna play true or false about 2007, and we've done this a couple times, but this is like the first time where the special guest had been born by that time. So maybe that gives you a little bit better chance. But
I like my chances.
I'm gonna read you a stat, and some of them maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. Some maybe it happened in 2007, or maybe it was a different year, and you just have to go true or false. I don't think I even brought anything to keep score, which is kind of par for the course of me lately. Dave will make you start.
Okay.
True or false? Netflix started streaming in 2007.
I think that's true.
I'm going to say false.
Oh, well, you said streaming, or like can you rent movies from them?
Streaming in 2007.
I'm going to go false then.
I'm going to say false. I think it's later.
It is true.
Oh,
Crap.
I should have just gone true.
But to your point, before that had been a DVD by mail service. Founders originally called it Kibble, like the dog food, because of and then they changed the name. There you go. Something you do not know.
Okay.
Now you know.
True or false? The first iPhone was released in 2007. Tommy?
False.
True.
That one's true.
Yeah, Dave's up
You're
1-0.
on Dave's side? Okay. True or false? The movie Avatar released in 2007.
You know, I just got back from Disney.
Did you?
And Avatar is like an incredible ride, by the way.
We're talking about a movie, not a ride.
But it's still awesome.
Okay.
2007, I think it was false.
True.
It is false. It came out in 2009. The series has done pretty well. The original grossed nearly $3 billion, and there are already rumored release dates for Avatar 4 and Avatar 5.
Just so we know, so I think I'm up 2-0.
Yeah, you're trying to rub it in or something.
Yeah.
Are we playing to 3?
Until Tommy's ahead.
Oh, okay.
True or false? William Shatner sold a kidney stone that he had passed in a charity auction in 2007 for $25,000.
Sounds true.
True.
False.
Oh, it's so cool.
He did sell it for that amount. They had originally offered only $15,000. He convinced them it was worth more than that, but it happened in 2006. Now you know.
Kidney stone.
True or false? MySpace was valued at $12 billion in 2007.
Ooh, it ain't worth that now. False.
True.
It was true. It sold 4 years later for $35 million. So slight difference.
That's still a bad buy.
True or false? Pluto ceased to be a planet in 2007. Tommy.
True.
It's not a planet anymore? False.
False. It was reclassified as a dwarf planet, but it happened in 2006. But if you don't really know anything about Pluto or it being a dwarf planet, you shouldn't get any points. I know you just got back from Disney, but that's not the Pluto we were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting smoked.
True or false? The television show The Big Bang Theory premiered in 2007.
True.
True.
It is true. True or false? The Colorado Rockies last won a World Series game in 2007. Tommy.
True.
A World Series game? False.
It is false. That was their only World Series appearance, but they got swept by Boston.
Not even close. Getting smoked.
2 more. True or false? Beyonce and Jay-Z got married in 2007.
That's true.
True.
False. It was April of 2008. That was your chance to get back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
What's the
even
score?
close.
5 to
It's
1.
like
4-1.
He's got 4-1. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a 4-point question.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
What are the odds of that?
we're
Like
go-
a grand slam.
Yeah, there you go.
Bases are loaded.
Okay,
All right.
No,
okay.
no pressure. See, but he knows
50-50.
enough to know that if he matches your answer, then Tommy, true or false? The world record for the most people making snow angels simultaneously was set in 2007.
Don't answer yet, okay? I'm going to take my headphones off, and I'm going to turn away. Okay, go. La, 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 la.
True.
Can I go?
You can go.
False.
He said true. It was true.
Oh, no. He
eight-
just hit a grand slam on me.
8,962 people in Bismarck, North Dakota, in case you wondered. So
There we go.
congratulations. That was the most rigged game we've ever played, but you did awesome. Last question. I'm going to end with something serious. You committed to Miami, I think, like 2020. You've been here, or this is your 4th year. If you could go back a few years in time and give yourself some advice, kind of looking ahead to what college was going to be like, college baseball was going to be like, knowing what you know now, what would you tell you back then?
Kind of put most simply, something that me and my dad always talk about is hard work. Just it comes to fruition. Everything you put in, is what you're gonna get out, and I think that's something that's always stuck with me. I've had a batting cage in my backyard, basically my whole life. After games, after football games, after basketball games, we've gone out there and hit, and it's just something that me and my dad have always done. And then here, obviously he's not here, so just working hard every single day. And then another thing I would say is just keeping perspective. We're so blessed to be 20, 22 years old, playing baseball, being at school. It's an amazing school. I think taking a look in the mirror and stepping back every once in a while and realizing, where we're at, and just being appreciative for, the people around us, the people that support us. So I think just having gratitude and working hard is 2 things I would tell myself.
That's awesome. So, Tim, when can everybody watch Tommy and the RedHawks play again?
Wednesday is at Prasco Park, Knoxall Classic, 5 o'clock against Cincinnati, and then a home series, Ohio coming to town this week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Check it out at McKee Field. We'll be back next week for another episode of Red Hawk Rewind.